Super Bowl 48 here in New Jersey. When it was all said and done, kickoff at 49 degrees, 10 degrees warmer than Super Bowl VI. So the supposed cold weather Super Bowl wasn't even the coldest on record. Richard Sherman watching Joe Namath.
That's the way you go to
That's
the coin.
the way you go. But Terry McCauley stopped him, got the coin in the air because he wanted to make sure there was heads and tails was called. And then Joe flipped the ball in the air. And the Seahawks won the toss but put their defense out on the field.
That set the tone right there to let you know we come to play, and we come to play defense first.
And then the first snap of the game goes into the end zone. It looked like Peyton Manning was audibling, but the center snaps the football. No Sean Marino hops on it 12 seconds into the game.
And it's sitting to 12 men already had an effect.
The 12th man, 12 seconds into the game leads to 2 points. Right off the bat, the quickest score in the history of the Super Bowl as Manny Ramirez snapped it before Manning was ready. Next Seahawks possession with some quality field position. Here's Percy Harvin around the edge. We were wondering what factor he would be. 30 quick yards right there in the first quarter.
Rich. He made a huge difference. He stretched that defense wide and let Marshawn Lynch hit him in the middle.
But the Broncos defense held him to just 3. It's 5-0 later in the first quarter when that's Doug Baldwin 37 yards. But again, the Broncos defense did not break. It's just 8-0. So Peyton Manning has a chance to march down the field and just make it a 1-point game, except on 3rd and 7, he throws it high to Cam Chancellor.
Bad throw, bad read, great play by Cam Chancellor.
Pressured by Cliff Averill.
And I thought I started sensing intimidation right around here this early.
You're right, Mike.
This early.
I mean, you got a nice lane. You stepped up in the pocket. Misread that. Is a horrible throw.
And the effort by Julius, I mean, maybe he was in a bad position, or maybe there was some pain coming.
And that turnover would be turned into points thanks to a pass interference call in the end zone. Seattle fans have remember Super Bowls where the pass interference in the end zone was called on their receiver, not the defender. That put the ball on the 1-yard line this time, and then Marshawn Lynch, there's that action boss right up the middle for the touchdown. 15-0 Seattle. So it's time for Denver to do something positive, and they are on the plus side of the field with 3 minutes to go in the half when Manning is hit as he throws. Malcolm Smith with the pick, and it's a pick 6 for Malcolm Smith, 22-0, Marshall.
You know, Kurt Warner talked about Peyton throwing interceptions and how it would affect his game. It was the one thing that could not happen if Denver was going to win. And guess what? A pick 6 really changed the landscape of this game.
Cliff Averill was getting to Manning that got him to throw it and hit his arm as he threw it, and Manning down 22 points right before the half, maybe get some points before the half with a minute to go in the half, but Peyton Manning cannot complete to Demaryius Thomas. 22-0 was your score when Bruno Mars took the stage, but third quarter, Seattle, remember Seattle deferred.
Yep.
Now they get the ball, and Percy Harvin is gone out the gate. Guess what, Prime?
What?
It was just 12 seconds into this half that they scored 2.
We see this catching the ball off the bounce, and normally when a ball bounces, it migrates all the defensive players together, and that's all Percy Harvin needed.
87 yards, the 12th man watching them score 12 seconds into each half of Super Bowl 48. Peyton Manning down 29-0, trying to go for all. Demaryius Thomas broken up.
Interference as well.
And that was just perfect position by Richard.
That was offensive pass interference. They should have called that.
Yeah, we talked about that matchup and who would win, and Sherman played very well today.
So Peyton now 29-0, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. There's a nice catch by Demaryius Thomas, except he doesn't hold on to the ball, and who's on the spot but Malcolm Smith.
You want to call that sloppy play, but when you look at the replay, such a great play by Mac. Heads up play by Maxwell right there. That's what you need to do. Every time the Broncos seem like they got it going, the ball bounced the other way.
Those turnover Thursday is what they practice. Turnover Thursday.
And the play fake to Marshawn Lynch after the turnover. What a throw. Russell Wilson to Lockett, 19-yard gain. Next play on the Broncos 23. It's time for Wilson to go find himself some curse on 1st and 10. 23 yards.
And this kid is one of those kids undrafted that you heard Richard Sherman talk about. Nobody wanted him. Pete Carroll takes him in, and look what happens. And it doesn't matter who Russell Wilson is throwing the football to. They all put their bodies on the line, they make those catches. And the run after the catch is always special for them.
And it's 36-0. And you know what's a factor of 36? 12. There's 12s everywhere. 36-0 when finally the Broncos get on the board with no time left in the third quarter to make it 36-7. So we would not have a shutout in Super Bowl 48. It's 36-8 as Demaryius Thomas sets the records for most receptions in a Super Bowl. But Doug Baldwin, your X factor from the NFC Championship game, Marshall.
I love this kid, man.
Made it a 40-burger in Super Bowl 48.
Everything that they do with Percy Harvin, this kid can do it. Every time Percy's out, he steps in, whether it's in a return game or receiver, and delivers for the Seahawks.
And Richard Sherman finished the game on crutches. Pete Carroll is a Super Bowl winning head coach, getting a hug from Russell Wilson, who he drafted in the third round just 2 years ago. And that man has still one Super Bowl ring, while Malcolm Smith has a Super Bowl MVP and a trophy to boot. So how about them apples? All of these turnovers, a torrent of turnovers, 4 of them by Denver, as the Seattle Seahawks come into MetLife Stadium and score on a kickoff return for a touchdown, an interception return for a touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a passing touchdown. Pretty much every which way you can put it in for 6. The Seattle Seahawks did that tonight in Super Bowl 48, and it is time for the 12s in Super Bowl 48 to celebrate.